Good morning, guys. How are you guys doing?
Good morning, teacher. I'm well. What about you?
Morning, morning. I'm cold. It's very cold this morning. Did you think so?
No, not for me. It is not cold.
Not really. Not for you. Okay. All right, people.
Mm-mm.
Let's get started. I'm about to display the objectives of today's session. Just give me a second. I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, so we have, let's see, what does this specific objective say, Wendy? Can you help me read it?
Yes, a specific objective. Participants learn how to use the gerund form.
Okay, the gerund form. So this is a grammar structure. We're gonna take a look at it in a deep way in a few minutes. All right, let's see. What about Douglas? Douglas, help me read the class objective.
Okay, class objectives. Participants make a conversation about any work situation.
And of course, in any of these work situations you select, you're going to be using the gerund form. Okay, let's get started. The first activity of today's session is a conversation exercise, okay? So we're gonna ask our classmates the following questions. Now let's see. All right, so I'm ready to share my screen. Here we go. Now, let's see. Medardo, can you help me read the first two questions?
Can you tell me about something you love?
What about the next one? Number two?
Okay. Can you tell me about something you hate?
Oh, right, very good. So in this word, we say something, something. One more time.
Something. Something.
Look, the position where your tongue should be, we say something, thing.
Something.
One more time.
Something.
One more time. Instead of saying ting, we say something. One more time. Something. Listen.
Something.
There you go. Very
Something.
good. Okay, let's
Okay.
see. Wendy, give me a hand with number 3 and 4.
Okay, can you tell me about something you really care about? Can you tell me about someone you dislike?
Okay, very good. Let's see. Let's take a look at our next participant. Okay, Griselda, help me read the next two questions. The one about family and
Can you
parents.
tell me? Okay. Can you tell me about your family? Can you
Okay.
tell me about your parents?
Okay, let's see. What about Sandy? Help me read the last 3 questions.
Can you tell me about your children? Can you tell me about your hobbies? Tell me about someone you think is crazy.
Okay, very good. Now, let me help you on how we're supposed to answer these questions. As you can see in the first questions, we have the word something. Okay, so when we say something, I am referring to a material thing, or I am referring to an activity, okay, an action. For example, when you want to answer this question about something you hate, you can start your sentence saying, okay, can you read this for me? We say,
Something
Something
I
I
hate.
hate is
okay, and you say
Something I hate is.
it can be something, a material thing, or it can be an activity. Okay, for example, say something I hate is, oh, okay, look, you can say it is violence. Okay, Oh, okay. Or you can say something I hate is could be your situation or not, right? So these two examples are examples on an activity, a situation, a thing, okay? Or look, an activity, a situation, or a thing. Or you can say things like, you see, some people say this, I don't understand why, but there are people who don't like chocolate, okay? But you can say, you see, you can refer to a dish, okay, to anything, a TV show, okay, it's up to you. Are we okay so far?
Yes.
Okay, now the next one. This one is about, this one over here says someone. So what type of information are we referring to? We're referring to
Person.
Person.
person, right? So instead of saying something in your answer, you will say someone. You will start your answer saying someone, okay? Now, the same case over here, okay? Same case in the last question, all right? Over here. Now, in the other questions where we have tell me about, okay, then you can start the way you want. You can say, I have, well, my parents, and then you start describing your parents, your children, your hobbies. That's up to you. Okay, so we're gonna,
In this sentence, it's necessary including the question mark.
in the sentences,
And tell me about someone you think is crazy. You need, it's a question.
yes, because we start with can. You see, can you tell me about? Now, if we just
No.
start with tell me, if you just start with tell me, this is not a question, this is an imperative. This is like
Mm,
an order. You are telling
yes.
the person to do something. In this case, we
Yes,
need it. But if we
in this
start,
sentence, at last, as the question mark. Crazy,
can
but
you
it's not
repeat
a
your question?
question.
Can you repeat this question? Oh, yes. In this case,
Tell me
tell me
about
about,
something you think is crazy, and
okay. In this,
include
in this case, it's an imperative. Yes.
okay.
Okay. Let's get started. Here we go. Here we go.
The Monday, Tuesday, my Wednesday. But I'm
Okay.
good.
Excellent.
Okay. Can someone share the question?
So
I try to show you
we
the
are
question.
still waiting. Still waiting for the information. She didn't send us. Do you have it? But I don't have it.
Oh yeah, Douglas have it.
Yes,
Okay.
I show
The
loves.
first one.
Can
Who
you
will
tell
be?
me about
Mhm.
something you love?
Well, in my case, something I really love is my pet. Actually, I have a rabbit and a cat, so I really love them. But I think some people don't realize that pets need a lot of care. So I think that you have to take responsibility to take pets, and I love them.
Okay. Okay. Something that I like is that I love is pastas. I love to eat pastas in different ways, you know, so like a lasagna or pasta bolognese, I think that's the name. So I love to eat pastas.
Okay. In my case, I learned play guitar. Is It's a different way for expression, and in few moments I um, try to learn a new song or a new rhythm. The
Okay.
next is, can you tell me about something you hate?
I, I think let's see. Medardo didn't say anything.
Okay,
Hello.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, guys. Um, is uh,
love.
something I love is uh, okay.
Driving a car.
Right,
I will go.
motorcycle, read a new
A
book.
motorcycle. Okay.
Yes. Um, I love my work. Uh, I know. Uh, I love the coffee.
I very impatient. And you, Sandy, can you tell me about something you hate?
I hate is the traffic too. And you, Mickey?
I need to say traffic. Uh, um, and I don't I don't know, but can you, how do you say desorden?
Mess, I think.
What?
Mess,
Mess?
mess. Uh,
I something with the mess.
okay. And Monica? Monica is in mute. I don't know. Okay. The next.
Can you tell
Me
me about something you
And okay.
Anything.
When you when did you can love it, the cucaracha? You include in your group of pets? No, it's difficult. And Griselda,
uh-huh.
something you
Sorry?
hate?
Okay, something I hate is the traffic. Because you know that is a big problem we have here in Salvador. If you wake up early, you go to your job, for example, so you will get in traffic. If you wake up late and you go to job, you will get in traffic. So that is the worst thing here. I hope maybe in the future it could be fixed, but for now we have to use to travel in traffic.
Is um, a common and something I hate is the traffic too, and including your explanation, um, the bad drivers. I don't know, say temerario
Stadio.
or or drunker driver
Uh,
is really dangerous to in our country. And now the traffic is down or reduced in the time, but the crash or the accident with the cars increase is really bad. The third, can you tell me about something you really care about?
let's see. Mm, yes, something that I really take care about is my direct future. So I need you. I need. She has a better life than me, so that's why I'm working on that. That's it.
I dislike person who lies to.
Okay. And Elizabeth?
I dislike impunctual. I don't
Oh,
know, impunctual people.
okay. Okay. Can you tell me about your family, Sandy?
My family is big. I have 3 sisters and 1 brother, and I live with my parents. Uh, my sister have children and my brothers too. But I love my family.
Michelle?
Mm, my family, it's crazy, but I love them.
Okay.
And you?
My family is nice. Is small. My parents. I visit my parents two times in a month, and I have a daughter. She is a teenager, and she's study and work. And my husband work too. And, and that's all. I love my family. We like to go out on weekend. Elizabeth?
In my case, my family are 5 members. My father, my mother, and 1 brother and 1 sister. I love them.
Ruth?
I have set more for myself in the life. It's only
The next question is, can you tell me about someone you dislike?
I don't have anyone. that I dislike in my case.
The
Neither
people
I
Yes, I,
am.
no dislike any.
I don't have any person that I dislike.
Okay, that's good. Someone I dislike is the liar people, but or the lazy people. It's difficult to work with them, but I I try to to keep the distance with these people. I think. Um, can you tell me about your family?
Yes, in my case, we are just three. My husband, my daughter, and I. We live near of my relatives, and yeah, we live three and our pets. That's a big
So
family.
yes, my sorry.
No, continue.
Okay, my family is a small family, so we are three also. My husband, my daughter, and me. So we live at I mean, we just moved to this new house the last December. Um, that's it. We really like to spend time together.
Okay, it's good. In my case, my family have five members. My three children, my wife, and me. And now it's a different activity with each members, but uh, we we include the any members in other activity to spend the good time. In your case, Medardo?
okay. In my case, I live with my aunt and my my cousin.
Okay.
I don't know.
Um,
I take you with it.
reading the other question or going?
Okay, everyone's back on the main session. So let's see. All right. It's always great to get to know a little bit more about each one of you throughout conversation activities. Now, let me show you some observations I made while you were discussing those questions I gave you. Okay, take a look. We have over here. Okay, take a look at this word. Pronunciation is cockroach. Cockroach. Can you repeat it with me?
Cockroach.
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 All right, this is an animal. This is an insect. That's very nasty, I think. Okay, so cockroach. Now, let's see. Now, we're gonna leave this one, okay, to a side, okay, and we're gonna jump into another one. All right, this one we're checking later. Okay, so now this one here, pronunciation, traffic.
Traffic.
So if you want to say things like I hate, all right, so you say I hate traffic. I hate traffic in general, right? Now, in what cases is it okay to say the traffic? when we want to be specific to a situation. For example, you say, okay, let's see. This is a very, very specific situation. Can you help me? Can you help me read it? Let's see. Let's make this a little bit more comfortable for you to read. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay.
The traffic, you go into the morning.
You run.
Okay, you run into in the mornings.
Okay.
Into the mornings.
Run into is like saying find. Okay, because you're not expecting to find it over there. So you say, what traffic do you hate? Do you hate evening traffic? Do you hate morning traffic? In this case, we're being very specific, you see? So we say, I hate the traffic. What traffic? Ah, some traffic.
Teacher, how do you say la hora pico del traffic?
This is rush hour.
Ah, that's
Rush hour. See? You see? Oh, it's with SH. Rush hour.
Hour.
Like the movie. Okay.
Yeah,
Rush hour.
like the morning.
All right. Now, so in general, when you say, okay, traffic in general, I don't care if it's in the morning or if it's in the evening or if it's in a specific place. I hate traffic in general. Okay. The next one. Okay. Reckless driver. Okay, repeat it with me. A reckless
Reckless.
driver.
Reckless driver.
A reckless driver is a person who drives like there's no tomorrow and they want to go rest in peace as soon as possible. Okay, a reckless driver, right? Now,
You can use drunker driver.
but you're being specific to the fact that the person is
Yes.
driving in a crazy way because the person is in this condition, drunk.
Okay.
Okay, only when the person is drunk. But there are
Yes.
people who are used to driving like crazy, right? And they don't have to be drunk in order to drive in a crazy way, right? So this is just a skill they have, right? Now we have the expression here. I dislike person who lies. What is the plural form of person?
people.
I dislike liar.
Okay, now we can say I dislike people who lie. Repeat it with me. I dislike
people.
I dislike people who lie.
who lie because people is plural, so we need to conjugate it as subject pronoun they. Okay, now in this case, this word we're gonna say, instead of saying impunctual, like I heard it, we're gonna say like this. Punctual. Okay. So you can say things like I hate unpunctual people, or you can say it in a sentence. So you can say I hate, you see? Okay, take a look at this. All right, can you read it for me? It says, I hate
people who come to work late.
I hate people who come to work late.
Okay, people who come to work late, okay. Unpunctual people, two ways to say it. Now, what do you think is the observation in this sentence? We have two.
My children.
My sister
has instead of have has.
Okay, and
has
you eliminate
children.
And then
the letter S.
Why? Why do we eliminate the letter?
Delete. Because children is plural. You don't need to add S.
So what is the singular form of children? What is the singular? Child, right? So if you say I have a child, you're saying that you only have a son or a daughter, right? But if you say I have children, listen, children, you can say 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15, the whole soccer team if you want, right? But children in the plural form, okay? Now, my family I'm gonna read this because this is incorrect. My family are 5 members. Okay, so we're just missing some words. Look, in my family.
In my family, there are.
Good, very good. Good. There are
5 members.
5 members.
Okay. You see, if you want to talk about the existence of people in your family or about a number, there is and there are. Okay, there are in this case because it's plural. Okay. Now, when you say I don't have anyone I dislike, this sounds like you're translating it from Spanish to English, and this is what we want to avoid, right? We want to put it to a side. So we would like to say things like there is and there are in the negative form. So we would say something like, you see, there isn't.
There isn't. Okay.
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 Isn't anyone I dislike.
In the whole world, there's no person.
Mhm.
And it's like saying there isn't anyone. I have to say anyone like it's positive because I have a negative idea here. And I cannot say no 2 times in the same sentence. For example, saying something like there isn't no one would be saying no 2 times. So that's why I say there isn't anyone I dislike. Okay, there's no person in the world I don't like. Now, and the last one, liar people. Okay, take a look. A liar, listen, a liar is a noun. A liar is a person that has the quality of lying. Okay, so plural of a liar, plural. What do you think? So I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What? Liars. Okay, liars. Okay, so you say, I hate liars. You see, I dislike liars. And if you say liars, there's no need for you to say people at the end. Okay, so for example, saying liars people would be incorrect. So you just say, I hate liars. Liars. Okay, now that would be okay. Or we could also use the observation we have over here. People who lie.
They used to traveling.
Sorry?
Second.
Oh, yes, we're jumping into this one. Okay, so we say, let's see. We're gonna take this one, okay? And let me copy paste it somewhere else because I wanna send you a screenshot of this information. Okay, give me 1 second. All right. And I'm about to send you a screenshot to the group. Okay, so now let's get down to business. Okay. All right. So I have the observation over there from things you said, and I also have some other sentences that we're going to analyze. Okay, so we have traveling to places, okay? Would you like to type over here in the beginning, I hate or I like? Traveling to places where the weather is cold. I hate or I like?
I like.
Okay. Now, can you read the sentence we say?
I like
traveling to places where
it's cold.
it's cold.
It's missing a word. Okay, one more time.
I like traveling to places where
the weather
is cold.
Okay, the next one.
Waking
You
up
say
early.
I love or I hate.
I hate.
Oh my God.
Waking up early on
On the
Weekends,
weekends.
I
right?
waking up early
Okay.
on weekends.
Okay, and over here we say, I hate or I love.
I hate.
I hate.
I hate.
I
Waste
hate myself, you say, when I do this. All right. Okay.
unnecessary thing.
Okay. Very good.
Wasting money on unnecessary
Unnecessary things, right?
things.
Unnecessary things.
Wasting.
Mhm.
Waste.
Yes. When you waste your money, you're not using it wisely. Okay.
Wasting.
Now, get used to travel in. Okay. Now, travel in.
Boat.
Oh, so we're gonna use a means of transportation. Now we have to say bye.
But
Okay. Now I'm gonna help you complete this one. I need to get used to. Okay. Get used to is when you acquire a habit. Okay. Now, but let me make an observation here. The verb in this case must not go in this form. We need to add an ing over here. Okay. And this ing doesn't mean that the action is happening at the moment of speaking, like we have learned in previous modules. This is a grammar structure, look, that we need to respect in English. So Adriana, when am I supposed to know when to use this grammar structure? As you can see, this grammar structure is very used or used very often in English. Look, because we have one verb over here. Look, one verb, one verb. Okay, and we have another verb. Okay, now and then we have another one. Okay, so verb number one, verb number two. Okay, so we say verb number one, verb number two. In the second sentence, verb number one, verb number two.
number two.
Okay, verb number one, verb number
To
two,
get used
verb
to.
number three, right? Okay,
Yeah.
now, the ing in these situations is called the gerund. Okay, ing is called the gerund form. So we say, now, what is the gerund? What is the gerund or the gerund form? Now, this is just a grammar structure that we need to respect when we are using certain verbs. Okay, I'm repeating it one more time. We use a gerund, which is the verb in the ing form, after some verbs. Okay, I want to send you a screenshot because when I display my screen, I think I'll lose this information. Okay, now take a look. All right, you got it over there. Okay, now let's see. All right, we're coming to our books. Okay, how do we use gerunds? Okay, we have different ways to use gerunds over here. We have as subjects, take a look, after some verbs, and after prepositions. Okay, now let's see. Vilma, help me read the two examples that we have on using gerunds as subjects.
As subjects,
Yes.
increasing our sales is mandatory.
Okay.
Producing high quality goods is our target.
Okay. So the gerund is representing the activity. Okay. And the activity in this case is the subject of my pronoun. Why is it the subject of my pronoun or my sentence? Well, because it is in the beginning. In the beginning of this sentence, I don't have things like I, you, his, she, it, we, you, or they. No, we have an activity. What is the activity that is the subject of every sentence? In the first one, the activity is?
Increasing.
Okay, in the second sentence, the activity is?
Reducing.
Okay, so since I start my sentences with an activity, the rule here is I need to use a gerund. Okay, now in the second one, after some verbs. Okay, now Olga, help me read the two sentences over here.
I think that I prefer getting a bank loan.
Okay, and then?
I dislike firing employees due to low incomes.
Okay, firing employees, one more time, employees.
Employees.
Due to low incomes. Okay, so look, getting, firing. Why are people using these verbs in the gerund form? Well, look, what is the verb that comes before the gerund form? In the first one we have prefer, and in the second one we have
Like,
is like. Okay, so after some verbs we need to use a gerund. Remember, the gerund is the verb in the ing form. Now the next one, after prepositions. Let's see, Griselda, help me read the two sentences. Let's see. Are you there, Griselda?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay.
So I didn't hear my name again.
Okay.
I'm interested in buying raw material.
Okay.
I'm concerned about asking for money.
Okay, concerned about asking for money. All right. What are the prepositions in these two sentences?
Interested.
The prepositions. Do you remember prepositions?
In.
Yes,
In,
in
in,
and about.
On. Okay.
About.
Okay. So in the first one, in. Oh my God, this thing is crazy. Okay, let's see. In, and the second one is
About.
about. Oh, okay. So since in these sentences I have two prepositions and I want to use an activity, an action, which is in the first one, the action is
Buy.
buying, right?
Buying.
So I have to use a gerund. And in the second one, the action is
Asking.
asking, right? So I have three situations in which I need to use a gerund. Remember, the gerund is just the verb in the ing form, but it doesn't mean that you're doing an action at the moment. No, you are using a gerund because you're using these three situations. Now, look. All right, now we're gonna check some examples more. Okay, let's see. All right, this is the one. Okay, so we say, let's scroll down a little. Okay, so we're starting off with more examples of the subject of your sentence. Okay, examples here. Let's see, let's have a participant help me read. Okay, Sandy, help me read the examples here as the subject of your sentence. So we say,
Eating people is wrong.
of course, right? Continue.
Hunting tigers is dangerous.
All right, we'll say, let's say it again. Dangerous, dangerous.
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 Very good. Let's continue. Sandy.
Flying makes me nervous.
All right, nervous. One more time. Nervous, nervous.
Nervous.
Okay, and the two last examples.
Brushing your teeth is important.
Okay,
Smoking causes lung cancer.
okay. Causes, one more time. Causes
Causes.
lung cancer, right? Okay, very good. So, where do you see the gerund in these sentences? Where is the gerund?
At the beginning.
Okay, okay, and in the other, yes? Were you saying something? Okay, now, look. The gerund goes over here because we have an action as the subject of our sentences, right? Eating, hunting, flying, brushing, and smoking. And then I say something about that subject. Okay, now, another one. Case number 2. After a preposition. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna have two people helping read these examples. Okay, I'm having Medardo and Elizabeth. Medardo, you go first from 1 to 3. From 1 to 3. Here we go.
Can you sneeze
Yes.
without opening
Mhm.
your mouth?
Okay. So it's just like saying a chew.
She,
Number 2.
okay. She's good at painting. Painting. She avoids him
Avoid.
by avoid him by walking on the opposite side of the
One more time. Opposite. Opposite side of the road.
opposite side of the road.
Thank you, Medardo. Okay. What is the preposition in number 1?
Opening.
Opening.
Without.
Preposition?
Without.
Right.
Without.
Without. Okay. In number 2, what's the preposition?
At.
At.
Okay. And what's the preposition in number 3?
By.
By.
Now, of course, these prepositions don't just go alone. I just don't randomly select the prepositions. No, they're accompanied by a verb. You see, right? Sneeze without, good at. It's when you are good at something. Avoid someone by. Okay, all right. Now, let's see. Elizabeth, the last 3 examples here. Are you there, Elizabeth? Okay, Senia, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, help me read the last 3 sentences.
We arrived in Madrid after driving all night.
Okay, then?
There's no point in waiting.
And the last one is?
In spite of missing the train, we arrived on time.
All right, very good. Okay. Now, what is the preposition? What is the preposition in number 4?
After.
After.
Okay. In number 5?
In.
And in number 6?
Of.
Of, right? Okay. I sent you a message in the chat. Okay. Now, you see? Okay, so I have a preposition, so I have to use a gerund. You take a look at the verbs. Without, opening. At, painting. By,
walking.
after
Driving.
in
Waiting.
of
Missing.
missing. Okay. All right. So if I have a verb that is accompanied by a preposition and I want to use another activity, I have to use a gerund form. Case number 3. Okay. After some verbs. After some verbs. Okay. Now in the example from the book, okay, look, I'm displaying my screen again to show you the book. Okay. Now remember the verbs in the book. What are the verbs that we used as an example? It says after some verbs. In this number 2, what are the verbs they gave us in the example?
Prefer.
Prefer, and dislike. Because the rule says after some verbs. Okay. So in this case, if we use prefer and dislike, and we want to use an activity or talk about an activity, we're applying the gerund form to the next verb. Okay. To any verb. You see, if you want to use prefer or dislike, and you want to use another verb after these 2 verbs, any verb, whatever the verb is, it has to go in the gerund form. For example, let's say that I want to say I want to give you a very own example of mine. I prefer what? I prefer how do we say it? I prefer, what's this activity?
Sleep.
I prefer sleeping, right? In this case, we would say
okay.
to, I prefer sleeping to, you see? What's the activity? Running, jumping, anything applies. Okay, think of an activity. I say, I dislike, okay, and I want to say this activity. What's the activity?
Eating.
What? Okay, papaya. All right, to give you an example.
I
Let's see.
love it.
Because it's bitter. I could eat it, but it's bitter. Or you say, I dislike some of the examples that we had before. I dislike, you see, you're sleeping and then you,
Wake up.
okay,
Waking,
so we
Wake
say,
up.
I dislike what?
waking up.
Waking
Waking
up.
up.
early.
On weekends, like the example that we said before, right? Okay, so after some verbs, teacher, but what verbs? Well, we need to memorize those verbs. This is the surprise, okay, over here, right? Now, let's see. Now,
This is the clue.
to spare, yes, we just need to spare some time trying to remember. It's necessary because we need to master this grammar topic. So what verbs? I have given you here some examples. Okay, for example, what is the first verb? I'm not sure if you can see it well, but take a look at the first one.
Admit.
Admit.
Okay.
Advice.
Similar to the previous
No.
examples, admit and prefer and dislike. Admit. Okay. What is another verb that we have in the gerund form list?
Advice.
Advice.
Take a look at this
Advise.
one. Allow.
Advance.
Allow.
We're gonna
Allow.
read allow. Allow.
Allow.
To
Allow.
permit. It is to say yes to someone to say to do something. Okay. For example, Ireland, and what does it say about Ireland, the country?
Ireland
Doesn't
doesn't
allow.
allow
Doesn't
smoking
allow
bar.
smoking in bar.
Okay. What is the activity? What is the gerund?
Smoking.
Smoking.
I don't apply the gerund form to the verb allow. No. Allow lets me know that if I want to use another action after allow, the other action, whatever the action is, has to go in the gerund form.
Smoking.
Are we okay? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. For example, all right, avoid. Let's talk about avoid when you don't want to have something close to you, or whether it's an activity, all right, or someone. Okay. Avoid. He, how do we say it? He?
He
He avoided
avoid
talking to her.
talking to her.
Talking to her.
Oh, okay. So avoid, as you can see, avoid, I conjugate normally. Avoid is in what tense over here? Present, for present, past, or future? Oh, past.
Past.
Okay. So this I conjugate normally. So he avoided, and
Avoided.
the gerund comes after this verb.
Talking.
Talking.
To her.
Speaking.
And here I have a long list of verbs that apply in the gerund form. Okay. When you say, I can't help. Can you tell me what I can't help means in English? What do you mean to say when you say, I can't help?
Like, you can't stop.
You can't, yes, you can't stop. It's like saying, well, there's nothing I can do. I always do it. So this is my weakness, you can say, right? All right. So you say, I can't help. And it says, what is
Talking
it?
so low.
Talking so loud.
Loudly.
Loudly.
And you say, well, I do it automatically, naturally. I just do it. This is the way I am. So you see, I can't help. What's the activity?
Talking.
Talking.
Okay. So the next verb is the verb that receives the grammar rule. Okay. So we have our three situations over here already. Okay. So in this case, all right, in this case, we're going to work on an activity, on an exercise. I want you to, I'm going to send you this screenshot. Okay. I want you to give me 2 examples per situation. 2 examples per situation. What are the 3 situations in which we use a gerund? Can you tell me?
As
Subject.
subject.
As a verb and gerund.
Okay, very good. I'm gonna type it here.
Yes.
And
So we say,
preposition.
as the subject
As the subject.
of your sentence, right? Okay, what is the next one?
After
Before the
preposition.
proposition.
Okay, after.
After proposition.
Okay, and then?
And after some verbs.
Okay.
After some verbs.
Okay. In any of these situations here, you have all the information you need. Okay. Now, all the information you need to work on these instructions. Okay. So you have a list of verbs here. Now, what do you have to do? Use your imagination, all right, and your creativity in order to come up with the sentences that you need. You have the information you need in here, okay, to give me 2 examples per situation, okay? Now, remember, these verbs, you can use in any tense. I want to make a verb with avoid. Okay. What tense do you want to use? Oh, in the future. Okay. No, in the past. No, in present simple. Okay, you decide. Now you are applying the ing form of the gerund form to the action that goes after you use any of these verbs. Are we okay?
Okay.
Okay. So, how many examples per situation?
2.
2, right?
Two.
Okay, 2. Now, here we go. We're working in groups. I'm sending you a screenshot of this activity right now. So, let's see.
Hi,
Hello,
Vilma.
Kamari.
Hi, Wendy
Hello.
and Chris.
Hello. So can someone of you write it down? Share the screen.
Yeah, if you want.
Did the teachers already send it? Yeah.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. We can. Oh my God, I'm asleep.
What happened?
I'm tired.
Me too.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. Example.
With that,
Let's see.
Object.
Okay.
Maybe enjoying the life because it's so short.
yeah.
Enjoying what?
Enjoying life.
Because it is short.
So short.
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 I have another one. Waking early is hard for me.
Waking up
Early is hard.
early.
Is
It's hard for me.
hard for me.
Hard to me.
For me.
For me. For all of us, I think.
Yes.
for all.
Another
Yeah.
example after proposition.
Okay. After proposition.
Examples
Okay.
after prepositions. Number 1. Prepositions, okay.
Let's see.
An example, I don't know. I think about
Excuse me?
I
think about
about
Oh, I think about
becoming a doctor. Just an example.
Teacher, I don't understand. We don't understand
What don't you understand? Tell me.
what are we do,
What you're doing.
yes.
You need to use these verbs in the chart to make examples with gerunds. So after any of these verbs, you will have to use the gerund form, the verb in the ing form. But you need to use it in the 3 options, in the 3 categories that we have studied in class. You have to use those examples as subjects, after some verbs, or after prepositions. Okay. For example, okay, try to give me an example of a gerund as the subject of your pronoun, of your sentence, sorry, as the subject of your sentence. What is an activity you can take from these verbs? Give it a try. We need to start a sentence with an activity. Select the activity.
Oh. And watch.
Is
Watching.
Okay, but select an activity from this list.
Miss?
Miss. Okay, so if we start the sentence with miss, how do we apply the gerund form? We say?
Missing.
Missing.
Okay, missing. Okay, I'm gonna help you. Okay, missing the bus. Okay, give me a compliment to finish the sentence. Missing the bus
to go to the job.
Okay, and what is it like? Is it good? Is it bad? Okay, do you hate that?
Missing the bus is bad.
Oh, of course. Okay, so here you have an example with a gerund as the subject of your sentence. Are we okay? Yes?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
let's make an example using a gerund after a preposition. What is a verb that has a preposition here? The ones in purple also count. Tell me.
Dream of.
Dream of. Okay. Okay, give me a subject pronoun. My father, my mother, my son, my daughter, my friend. What do you want to say?
My best friend.
Okay. My best, one more time. My best
Best.
friend.
My best friend.
And you said dream of. Okay, how do we conjugate the verb? We say?
Dreaming.
Oh, we don't apply the rule to the verb here. It is to the next one.
Uh-huh.
So do you want to make a sentence in the present, in the past, or in the future form?
Past.
Past. Okay. So we say?
Dream of.
Dreamed of. Okay. What did my best friend dream of? It has to
Travel.
be an activity. Okay. Okay. So if the verb is to travel, we will say yes. Very good. So we will say traveling.
Traveling.
Okay. Give me a compliment.
Around the world.
Okay. All right. Now, the last one. We need to use a gerund after any of these verbs that don't have a preposition. What verb do you want to use? We have enjoy, we have miss, prefer, we have keep. Prefer. Okay. All right. My mother. Oh. Okay, the next one. Okay. My mother. All right. What's the verb?
Prefer.
Prefer. Something. She's missing something in the verb.
Drinking water.
We say prefer or we say prefers?
Prefers.
Okay. And yes, that's a good example, Elizabeth. Drinking water to. Okay. To look. To drinking
Soda.
She prefers this activity to the other one. Are we okay?
Okay.
Okay, so all you have to do is to complete another one with as the subject of your sentence, another one with a preposition, and another one with any of these verbs.
Okay.
Ready? Yes?
Okay.
Okay, so I'm sending you this example here to the chat, okay? So that you can have them. Okay. Welcome. Okay, just one more for each situation.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay.
It's a big group.
Okay.
It is difficult to understand this for me. I not understand.
Well, it's only a grammar
rule.
structures. It's rule. Now, by the rule, you have to use gerund in 3 situations. The first one is as a subject. Instead to use, for example, I, you, we, or it, you use an in gerund. Las
Okay, the examples from our first group are the following. Can you guys help me read them? We have.
Okay, and examples of the subject of your sentence. Number one, enjoying the life because it's so short. Waking up early is hard for me.
Example after prepositions. I think about becoming a doctor. I'm afraid of running at night.
And the last one?
Examples after some verbs. I prefer eating healthy. I miss going to travel.
Okay, very good. All right, great examples. I just have 2 observations. Okay, in the first one, enjoying life. Okay, now in this case, you shouldn't use a gerund because you're talking about an order. For example, let's say that your mom is telling you this, and your mother says, "Hey, enjoy life because it's short. Go have fun." This is an imperative. This is an instruction. Okay, so if you want to use a gerund in this case, we need to say something about this activity. We're gonna say something about the activity. Enjoying life is, just to give you an example, it's not easy. Oh, okay. What a depressive example, teacher. Okay. Enjoying life is, what else? What can we say? Enjoying life is?
Important.
All right. Good. Okay, so we're saying something about the subject of our sentence. Are we okay? Yes?
Oh, okay.
Let's give it a try with another one. Enjoying life. What else can you say about enjoying life?
Enjoying life is
Each minute.
Sorry?
Each minute. Enjoying life. Enjoy the life. Each minute. Or
This is
each
another
second.
instruction again.
enjoying life is sharing with you.
Oh, okay.
Loves.
It's sharing what? It's sharing good
special moments.
Oh, right. Very good. Sharing special moments with, oh my God, with you said you're loved, right?
Your
Loved ones, right? Okay. All right. So let me make some space so that you can read your sentence properly. Okay. Enjoying
life, sharing special moments with your loved ones.
Awesome. Okay, we're gonna leave it like this. Very good. All right. Okay, let's see. Examples after prepositions. What do we have?
I think about becoming a doctor and I am afraid of running at night.
Okay, then we have?
After some verbs, I prefer eating healthy and I miss going to travel.
All right, very good. Okay, one observation over here. I miss going to travel. I miss going. Oh, let's see, where is my pencil? Okay, so I miss going on a travel. Okay, or we can say I miss going on a trip if you wanted to use another word, on a travel.
Okay.
Okay, all right, these are great examples. All right, let's see. Let's continue with Olga and her friends. Are you guys ready?
Okay, teacher.
I know it's hard, but we're
Yes.
getting there. I know we're getting there. Don't worry.
Okay. Missing the bus is bad.
Okay.
Enjoying in the park is great.
Okay.
My best friend dreams of traveling around the world. And the second, my sister is to be interested in learning English.
Okay.
The Third, my mother prefers drinking water to drinking soda. And I prefer eating pizza to eating tacos.
Wonderful, very good. Okay, all right, let's see. So I just sent you 2 messages, but these messages are there because I want to show them here. All right, just 2 observations from your examples. Now take a look. Enjoying in the park is great. Enjoying what? Can you tell me? Can you be more specific? Enjoying.
Enjoying walk.
Oh, enjoying, okay.
Okay.
Okay, can you read it?
Enjoying your walk.
Walk, sorry. Your walk?
In the park is great. It's great.
All right, awesome, very good. Okay, my sister is to be. What do we do with the verb to be? We conjugate it. My sister is, tell me.
Interested in learning English.
Okay.
Interesting.
In this case, it's interesting.
Interesting.
Okay. It's describing her feeling, her emotion.
Okay.
Right? Now, okay, take a look at the verbs like to be interested, as you have it over there. Interested in, and the verb to be afraid of.
Be afraid.
Okay, let's say I want to talk about my sister with to be afraid of. Okay, so I say, my sister, how do I continue? I want to use to be afraid of.
Is afraid of.
Is afraid.
You see, I conjugate the verb. My sister, the first one, my sister, interested in, so we say?
Is interested
in, okay. My friends, number 2, option number 2, my friends
are afraid of.
Interested in, afraid of, okay, very good. All right, so we need to conjugate the verb to be. Good examples, very good examples, okay? This is the first time we check the topic, all right? That's good. Now, as part of today's last activity, okay? Let's see. Okay, we're working on the conversation we have from the book, okay? This is gonna be today's conversation. Tomorrow, we're creating our very own conversations because still we still need to practice a little bit more. Okay, let's get started. We have Hugo and Milton. Okay, Medardo and Douglas. Medardo, you are Hugo, and Douglas, you are Milton. 3, 2, 1, action.
The sales were not so good this month. Therefore, increasing our sales is our target this month.
Do you have any idea about what to do?
Sure. First, in any listening and keeping track on the income and all accounts have to.
I think Medardo is having some issues with his connection. So,
mandatory.
okay. All right. Medardo, I think I'm going to have someone else to finish it because your connection is a little bit bad right now. So we're going to have Wendy to continue for you. Thank you for your participation. Wendy, can you continue also?
And interesting.
Milton?
Oh no, he's Hugo, right? Oh no, on each cell. Okay, Douglas, continue.
That's a good idea. Also, I'm interested in buying raw materials, so we save more money.
Okay, Wendy.
Okay. However, I prefer getting a bank loan for that, but I know that we can pay it with the incomes we get.
I'm concerned about asking for money. but let's try it out.
Okay, let's identify one example where the gerund is the subject of the sentence. Can you tell me? Subject.
Increasing.
Oh, okay.
Increasing,
So you said,
increasing our sales.
Is our, what? Is our, finish it. Is our?
Increasing our sales is our target this month.
Good, okay. An example where we're using a gerund after a verb. After a verb. Gerund after a verb.
I prefer
getting a bank.
Loan for that.
Loan for that.
Okay, very good. Is there any example where you have a gerund after a preposition in this conversation?
Yes,
Or not?
I'm concerned about asking for money.
I'm concerned
Raw material.
About asking for money.
Wonderful. Okay, what is raw material? Can anybody help me in English?
Is like the main material.
The main material, right? The material that you use to create something, right? Very good. All right, so good. We're gonna finish today's session with this practice. In today's session, we learned how to identify the 3 situations in which we use a gerund. In tomorrow's session, we're gonna keep on working on the same topic, okay? This is just the first time we check it, all right? We need a lot more practice to do in order to master the topic. This topic, you will master. You will be masters in this topic. So you will know how to use it correctly, okay? From today on, okay? This is not gonna beat you. This is not gonna be an obstacle for you, okay? We will be able to understand it correctly in all its forms, okay? But we need more practice, all right? Now, let's see. We're gonna take your attendance. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, you guys can check your scores from homework. Okay, from your homework. Okay, you can go check them because they're available already for you to see. Okay, Douglas Arevalo, not the ones for the exam yet. Okay. Let's see. Karen Seas. Oh, Karen is not here today. Vilma Chamul.
Present.
Georgina Cruz. Georgina, I think she's not here, right? You haven't seen her. Okay. Olga Lidia Escobar.
Present.
Beatriz Garay. Beatriz Garay is not here. Ruth Marina.
Present.
Griselda González.
Present.
Okay. Luna, Medardo Luna.
Present.
Vincent Anthony had to go to work early today. Okay. Christopher Marroquin. He's here. Elizabeth Martinez.
Present.
Monica Mendez is here too. Michelle Murray.
Present.
Carol Rosales. Oh, she's not here today. Okay, Fatima Sagastizado is not here either. Sandy Santos.
Present.
Okay, and then we have Wendy Roxana Vialta.
Present.
All right, guys. Okay, see you tomorrow. Review your notes before tomorrow's class, okay?
Okay.
Tell me.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Can you show the time of the in another class you show the time
The
to
attendance.
Oh, the Excel worksheet?
yes.
Oh yes, I will send it to you today. Okay?
Okay.
After I add the minutes of today's session, I will send it to you. All right.
Okay.
Okay, guys. All right.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice one. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.